I'm going to be honest, this is not anything to do with part two, but I am so self conscious about my breaking off hair that I have stopped and restarted part two of this. I don't know how many times. This might be a segue. When you go through enough stress, and sometimes that can be from toxic relationships, you can have physical manifestations of that stress to the degree that it affects your appearance. Is anyone with me on this one? Um, I I went through a lot, and my hair broke. My hair broke, and I also gained weight, and all these things. Stress can affect you in massive ways. I'm going to actually show you. Check this out. I want you to see where it broke. This is a place I cut, but I saw this last night. Hold on, I'm going to find it. Come on, show the breakage. Oh, I can't even find it. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Oh, wait. Shoot. Here it is. Oh, why can't I find the breakage now? Can you see a little bit? Maybe it's the other side. Look at this. See? Oh, okay, here we go. This, they've got layers that just randomly broke underneath here, making my hair far shorter. Chunks and places that fell out. It's starting to grow back a little bit now. But the truth is, if you don't deal with the stress in your life that come from toxic relationships appropriately, and you stew over it, and you stress over it, and you hurt over it, and you try to take it upon yourself to fix it, if it's a relationship you can't get out of, you can't let go of, if it's family you don't want to cut off, if it's your children, if it's someone you work with and you can't quit your job or whatever, and you have to find a way to process this, defending yourself and speaking up for yourself and exposing the other person is not the way to go. It feels like the way to go. But like I said in the previous video, that sometimes makes you look even worse than they're making you look in the first place. So we have to trust God to be our defender, our vindicator. Vengeance is the Lord's. It says that in Romans 12, somewhere between 14 and 21. If you read that whole scripture passage there, it talks about blessing our enemies. I know we don't want to think of our relationships as our enemies, but the truth is sometimes the people we're supposed to love us most hurt us the most. And sometimes they do it because they're hurt and broken themselves, and sometimes they do it because it seems flat out mean and we don't know why. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know why. Regardless of the reason why, if you can't get out of the relationship and draw that kind of a boundary line to get out. But if you're in something abusive and you've tried, I advise getting out, especially if it's physically abusive and not just emotionally. Not that emotionally is to be minimized as just emotionally, but do pursue taking care of yourself in the ways that you need to. But if it's a relationship you can't draw that kind of a boundary line of, and you have to exist within that, pray and really trust God to speak on your behalf. Trust Him to be your defender. Trust Him to bring recompense. Trust Him to bring justice. Let Him do it His way in His time. But if you really trust it, you're going to have to let it go. You're going to have to dedicate yourself to loving and forgiving and being kind and bless those that persecute you, and ask God to be for you what you don't have in other people. I think if we trust and expect other people to fill those needs, and they're damaged people, we're going to always be disappointed, and we're going to become resentful of all that love we're pouring out and all that forgiveness we're pouring out. And what we're getting in return is not to be loved back or treated well back or have anything poured into us while we're pouring out, but to continually be hurt for the good that we're doing. Then we're going to have to accept that to the degree that if it's going to change, it'll take God to change it. And we have to accept that a lot of people may think wrong of us, and a lot of people may continue to hurt us. But we have to know that there's no need that we have that the Lord can't fulfill. It says in Philippians 4:19, my God will supply all your needs according to His riches and glory. Now, we've always looked at that like a financial thing, that He'll supply your financial needs. And yes, He can do that, and He takes care of us. But some needs are far beyond that, and there's some needs that we have that no amount of the money in the world could take care of. There are rich people, billionaires, who commit suicide because they have hurts and pains and needs that no amount of money or no amount of toys or things or vacations or plastic surgeries can take care of. So we have access to something millionaires don't have access to if they are not Christians and they don't have the Lord to rely on. And that's the vengeance and the recompense and the love of God to be our justice, to be our defender, to be our recompense. And while He's working on those things, until we see that come through, He can make you feel good regardless. And there's so many times when if I feel really beaten down or hurt by my circumstances or the people in my life or anything like that, I get caught up in thinking what I can do or what they should do. And that would be great in an ideal world if there was something I could do or if they could do. But if they're not doing it and I've done all I can do, then I know it's got to be something I trust God with. And the only way I'm going to have any peace, the way you're going to have any peace, is to ask Him to be your joy. And it sounds deceptively simple, but the faith that we have and that we show by saying, God, I expect you to be true to your word when you said that you will meet all my needs according to your riches and glory. And the need I have right now is I need to feel loved. I need peace. I need joy. I need you to speak up on my behalf, but I will trust you to do it in your way, in your time. It may not be immediate. But I know that no matter what I'm going through, you can give me what I need to endure it. You can make me have a peace that is beyond understanding, the peace that passes all understanding. And if you have access to that, you can endure anything. So my circumstances didn't change today while I was driving, but I changed on the inside because I just asked God to handle it for me. And I felt Him whenever I went to Him and I said, look, you don't have to do this my way. You don't have to work this out this way. And I let go of it and I commit to loving these people anyway. But just help me, give me what I need and make me feel better. And when we acknowledge that and we go to Him and we say, you are my source, He shows up. So the circumstance didn't change, but in a matter of minutes, I went from really being frustrated and down and hurt to enjoying